Hello, welcome to your Daily Dose with Danica. Today's Daily Dose is brought to you by the letter. If you watched yesterday, I bet you thought it was going to be a different letter than what I'm about to say. We're doing C again. Today's Daily Dose is brought to you by the letter C. So many of my favorite words start with the letter C. So yesterday we talked about choice and change. And then we did a 2.0 video demonstrating the way we could choose to embrace change. And today last night I realized I wanted to talk about probably one of my favorite words that starts with C, communication. You'll hear me say all the time, life is based on relationships, and relationships are based on or destroyed by communication and lack thereof. And without communication and clear understanding and effective ways of expressing our thoughts, relationships break down and life gets totally twisted. For example, last night I was talking to my son, little backstory. A number of years ago when he was visiting my parents, my mom made him fried shredded wheat. Right, and it's a secret. I'm not telling how it's done, but we have the big Nabisco shredded wheat biscuits that we do a special way. And at first he was like, I don't think I'm about this life, and he had it, and this had to have been, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years ago, and he loved it after he had it. And when I went to see him recently, he was like, Mom, I can't find shredded wheat anywhere. I need to be able to make this because I'm really craving it. And so fast forward, when I was talking to him last night, I was like, look what your grandma found. And I showed him the box of the shredded wheat, and he goes, when did it expire? and it was such a brilliant moment of clarity around communication. I was cracking up because I knew how the whole story of how my mom found the shredded wheat played out, but in his mind, he didn't know. He heard me say found because he couldn't find the shredded wheat anywhere. He thought maybe she had an old box of it sitting around, and he was like, so how old is it? When did this expire? Or he could have just been having a conversation with somebody about something, maybe they cleaned out a whole bunch of stuff and that was expired, or he might have just heard found and thought that it had been hiding, his perspective on what I said was it was found, and because he hadn't been able to find it in the stores for a while, located in the stores for a long time, he thought that the box was expired, when I knew that my mom was able to just find it in the grocery store and bring it home, and we were going to mail him some. So when we're talking, that's why it's so important to ask questions to make sure we're understanding what the person is trying to say. And that comes with being present with the person that we're talking to, and really just being right here, right now, and focused with the one we're in communication with and conversation with, because that's where life happens. Life is about relationships, and relationships are built on or destroyed by lack of communication. And Mr. Ziegler would always say that to a child, but I think this applies to everyone, love is spelled T-I-M-E. So when we take the time to sit and just be in communication with someone and say, hey, is this what you meant by that? Because here's what I heard, but is that what you meant? Rather than creating our own story and thinking, oh, well, in this case, like a lighter point of it would be like, oh, well, she just found that shredded wheat, and it's probably been expired for about 8 years because that's the last time I had it. So thanks, that's cute, but no. But we had built up our relationship well enough that he could say something like that to me and be like, Yeah, how expired is it? Because I don't think, so communication is imperative, not just in quick interactions, or it's essential to life in every aspect, in your business, in your family, in your relationships that are personal and professional, in interacting with someone quickly in customer service on the phone or in person. Be present so you can hear and respond rather than react, and develop your own story. Like if somebody's been, I used to work at Trader Joe's, and so people would come up to me with whatever happened to them before and take it out on me, and I'm sure people still do it to the people who are still at the store. And I could either respond or react. And usually, confession time, another C word, I had been, when I was on register, a brunt of a lot of people's stuff. And so I would sometimes react, but when I would step back and be present with the people as much as possible, I could be like, wow, tell me more about your day. What happened? And, 9 times out of 10, I would find out that these people were struggling so hard with something. One lady was dealing with the loss of someone. Another person had just had some other major event come up. But if I hadn't taken the time to be present with them and just forget about groceries for a minute, or forget about whatever else was going on, her behavior for a minute, or taking the cue that all behavior equals unmet need, and so we're focusing on the person, to communicate with that person, to spend time with that person so that they can know they matter, then I could have missed out on an opportunity to serve someone in a higher capacity, in a more personal level, and helped these people not only just get their groceries, but maybe have hope that everything is going to be okay. Communication, imperative. And it also helps to go along with the change and the choices that we talked about yesterday. And I cannot let a day brought to you by the letter C go by without talking about choose to win. Ziegler Choose to Win coaching system, the whole way it can transform lives, one simple choice at a time, starting with communication and the input. Because without communication, and without changing your input, and without choosing to be able to win rather than choosing to focus on the past, having hope in the future, then life will never be any better than it is right now. And I think even if we have fantastic lives right now, we instinctively know and inherently know that there's still more. If it's amazing, it can be even more amazing. And it's based on communication, speaking our truth with love and respect, and choosing to win. And choosing how we respond to change, and just being present with people. Life is about relationships, and relationships are based on communication, or destroyed by the lack of. So I'm excited to be in communication and to be present with you and helping you choose to win, because it is really very simple. It is so simple to choose differently when you know different. Transforming your life one simple choice at a time can be easy when you know there are other choices. And sometimes, like we talked yesterday, if we only know what we know, we think we've done it all or known it all, and there's nowhere else to go until someone comes alongside of us and says, hey, you know what? I've been here before, but I know a shortcut. Let's go this way. Come on, let's go. And then you don't have to do life alone. You don't have to figure it out on your own. But you get to enjoy the benefits of it. Sounds great, right? Ask me how I know. Again, y'all who used to know me know that I'm not that same person. Hallelujah. So if you need proof that this works, you're looking at it. And I'm only just getting started. And if I can come this far in that little bit, imagine what you can do when you choose to win. Let's chat about how I can help you do that. You can put it in the comments, message me. It's time. You know the phrase, if nothing changes, nothing changes, and that's your choice. But we can make different choices together. Let's do it. I look forward to it because you matter to me. And you know I love to talk, so I also can listen. Let me prove it to you. God bless you.